how to present all their gifts. It would take years to create a comprehensive research volume. So, to narrow the mass of material down to a concise, easily digestible, and, hopefully, fun-to-read list, I had to develop very specific criteria for who would and would not be included. I opted against identifying firsts. Rather, I selected women without whom an important part of New York would not exist, or at least not be the same. While someone like Chan broke an important barrier and undoubtedly deserves our gratitude, the NYPD was up and running long before she got there. Lauren Bacall was surely an iconic actress and celebrated city personality, but did her legacy particularly shape New York? And yes, 2 Supreme Court justices with enormous influence grew up in NYC. But isn't their influence more on the nation as a whole, as opposed to specifically on the city? Ditto Harriet Tubman. So, with a bit of anguish, I crossed these remarkable women off my list. Casting my net as far and wide as possible, I talked to people who studied specific aspects of the city's history, like musical theater, law enforcement, and education. Social justice movements, like immigration, labor, abolitionism, suffrage, and LGBTQ concerns. Groups that represented various professions, including the New York City Bar Association and the NYPD Policewomen's Endowment Association. And organizations devoted to individual ethnic groups, like the Museum of Chinese in America, MoCA, the Studio Museum in Harlem, El Museo del Barrio, the National Museum of the American Indian, and the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. I also consulted architects and city planners and zoning specialists who believe, rightfully so, that the credit for building New York should go primarily to those who designed buildings, parks, and memorials, and those who crafted the legislation, zoning policies, and budgets that made it possible for the physical city to be brought to life. These under-recognized hero-wins include women like Sylvia Deutsch, Marianne Gilmartin, Janet Sadiq Khan, Billy Chen, and most recently, Annabelle Seldorf. As for the latter, her handsome recycling facility in Brooklyn reshaped the city's expectation for municipal projects in the 21st century. To be sure, these women deserve credit for creating the physical body of New York. Note that the Beverly Willis Architecture Foundation established their own informative list of significant projects designed by women. But to my mind, the essence of New York City resides in its soul. What would NYC be without it? To me, part of that soul derives from the fact that the city has long been a place of transformation. For centuries, New York has been the place where immigrants come in search of a better life. It's also where individuals have been able to finally find themselves or undertake complete reinvention. While an endless number of writers, from Walt Whitman to Ada Calhoun, have tried to describe the miracle that is New York, I think Colson Whitehead singled out something essential when he wrote 2 months after the World Trade Center attack. There are 8 million naked cities in this naked city. He observed how you start building your private New York the first time you lay eyes on it. The coffee shop where you waited for a job interview. The drugstore where you buy gum and imported magazines. Thousands of people pass that storefront every day, each one haunting the streets of his or her own New York, not one of them seeing the same thing. For every last straggler, New York has offered a unique blend of promise and despair, screaming skyscrapers and gritty sidewalks, Turkish coffee and Szechuan shrimp. The New York that exists in my mind and heart is the place where, during my first visit from Virginia at the age of 12, I witnessed taxi drivers fighting in several languages, marveled at professional ballerinas in the Capezio store trying on pointe shoes,